So let's talk about, if you want to innovate, how do we come up with new products? This is how we come up with new products. Again, this is a new product development process. Like many of the things that we talk about in this class, this has been studied, a lot of validity, a lot of research behind it. It's found to be useful, so it's well accepted as gospel at this point. Start out with strategy, come up with generation, screening, business analysis, technical development, and other stuff. If you haven't heard it yet in this class, two things that you want to take home from this class is the first question you always ask in marketing is, first question, always ask in marketing, will this be on the test? What's the first question? Always ask in marketing. Cannot even begin to think about it until I have an answer to this question. I'll give you a hint. We talked about it very first thing in the semester.
Can you sell it?
Say again?
Can you sell it?
Can you sell it? So that implies the answer to my question, but that's not the answer to my question. What's the first question you ask?
Is there a need for it?
Huh?
Is there a need for it?
Really close.
Who's your customer?
Yeah, who's the customer? Who is it that we're trying to sell? And then we can ask, will they buy it? And will they ask, is there a need? First thing you have to ask, who's the customer? Second thing, gospel according to Bruce, strategy first. What are you trying to accomplish? Anytime you want to spend money, have a clear idea of how that's going to help you achieve your goals and how you're going to measure success. So the first step in any new product development process is strategy first. What role does new product development play in the bigger picture for our company? Has huge implications to the amount of resources, time, and attention that goes into it. Some companies have a new product development department. Some people use cross-functional teams to develop new products. Some people work with design consultants like, I can't pronounce it. Is it IDEO or IDEO? IDEO? It's IDEO design. I've got it written out later, but that's what happens when you spend your life in books. And then many companies use what they call a product champion. And a product champion is, you've got all of these folks that are associated with getting a new product from the drawing board to the marketplace. If you put one person in charge of the process, it's more likely to succeed because somebody's always accountable, as opposed to, have you ever been in like a group project and you come together to compare your notes and nobody's done their work? Because nobody's in charge, nobody's responsible. So kind of the idea with a product champion is you have a person monitor the new product through the entire process, with the idea that if the product is a success, you end up managing that division, or you end up managing that product. The downside for new product, and this is where some companies really struggle, is you need to have an attitude that allows for failure. Because you can't try new things. I had a friend who was, I wouldn't want to say consulting, but she was having chats with folks at Procter & Gamble, because we were in Cincinnati. And that was one of the problems that they had with trying to develop new products, is the culture at that organization was, if you fail, you're out. And so what happened is they'd try these really neat new product ideas, Mr. Clean car washes. And if that failed, then the manager is out, plus you've lost all of that experience because you learn more from your failures, from your successes. Would you agree? But then you don't want to reward failure, because that's... So it's. I used to work with an organization where they said our culture is that we celebrate failure. And I said, that's too easy. How about we celebrate failure and the lessons it teaches us? Anyways, yeah, Thomas Edison, his family sale, when he was developing the light bulb, he tried over 100,000 or 10,000 ways. Says, I didn't fail, I just found 10,000 things that don't work. So, once you've decided what your strategy is, Then you got to come up with ideas, and this is the idea generation phase. You want to go as broad as possible. This is where creativity comes in. You're looking for as many sources. A lot of people use brainstorming or creativity generating techniques for this. The idea is that there's no such thing as a bad idea during the generation phase. All you want is lots of ideas. So customers, complaints, we talked about that. You can hire consultants, just anybody you want to get as many ideas as possible.